Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So in today's video, we are going to be back out at the boot fair. And yeah, recently I haven't done so much filming at the boot fair because normally I'm coming selling and sort of I might go off and do a bit of shopping sort of while I'm here, but haven't actually had the time to come and actually buy. So in today's video, we are back out at Swanley. But there is going to be some extra pickups at the end. So we've got some pickups that we made from Nicky, actually from a boot fair a couple of weeks ago. And then also, I think it was either last weekend or the weekend before, I was actually out at a brand new boot fair over in Essex. I didn't get any footage from it, but it is massive. So I'm hoping within the next few months we're going to be able to get out there. I'm going to be able to film. And then, yeah, we will have a whale of a time because there was a whole load of gaming stuff there. I only picked up a couple of bits, but yeah, really looking forward to getting back out there this year. And yeah, I think this year with regards to the boot fairs, it's going to be, we're not going to be going to the same ones over and over again. We are going to, me and Nicky have been speaking about going to different ones. So yeah, fingers crossed, we're going to be going to different boot fairs, a bit further afield as well. And hopefully we'll start getting some good finds with the gaming stuff. So yeah, it's just coming up to 5:15. So what we'll do is we'll get out, see what we can find. We've got sellers streaming in at the moment, so hopefully it's going to be a good day.
No cameras coming out, go. Cameras coming out. No cameras.
How much you got on your games, mate? How much are your games?
250.
How much?
250.
250.
Sorry, that's it good? 2 pounds?
Ja, give me 2 pounds because no half change.
Yeah, fine.
2 on that one as well, yeah? Yeah, 1, 2. Alright, cheers, mate. Excuse me, how much you having that one?
They would have won on that one.
£4 on that one.
4? Yeah, go on, I'll do that. What's that?
It's a rarer one, that one. That really
I'll go straight in my collection.
Nice.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Blinding, have a good one, mate.
I've got those as well.
Don't stop, you know.
I've got the pylons.
Yeah, it's pylons. I've got it. I can hear it.
I've had it for about half hour now.
It's the blood pressure, you know, like you're suffering.
Just watch that bag for a sec. You alright, mate? How much do you have in your books?
What's the book, sir?
Oh, 50 pence each.
Yeah, do 3 for £1.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, work with the books that don't
There
really
you go.
sell, you know, one of those. It's only if you get the odds little one that comes and gets the books.
Yeah, I find that when I bring it, I bring books here.
Books are fantastic, like, they're so good, yeah.
But, well, I've got these ones, so that's a couple that you ain't got to worry about. Yeah, mate, how much having that?
£3.
£3? Yeah, go on.
How much? 5 and 7.
There you go, mate. Cheers, thanks a lot.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorry, how much for the controls?
They're £5 each.
£5. I'll grab that.
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Lovely.
All right, thank
Have a
you.
good day.
You haven't got any other gaming bits coming out, have you?
I don't think so. Just a headset. Any more gaming bits?
There's only them 2 controllers.
Yeah, they're both on there.
Ah, cool. All right, have a good day.
Have a good day.
Hello. Someone is speaking to you about the old. I'm liking it.
Excuse me, mate. How much do you have any games?
150.
150. I'll grab those 2.
That one? 4
There you go, mate. Morning. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to dump these in the car though.
Yeah.
Huh?
EA Sports.
Yeah.
What are you looking at, mate?
Yeah, mate. Just wanted to have a look at your games.
Oh, yeah, alright. I'll crack them open quickly for you. We've still got
Blimey.
loads of stuff to come out.
Cool.
Got any cameras and stuff like that?
No, we haven't, mate, sorry. PlayStation 2.
How much you got on your PlayStation 2?
That's ours, Daddy's.
Yeah.
Dad?
Evil 4.
Well, I think I've got a steelbook version of that.
I'm looking at PlayStation 2 games. Come here.
You got PlayStation 2 for example, bud?
No, mate.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay.
Games.
Just
How much are the games?
Dad, how much for the games? Pound a game, please.
£1 a game? Yep. That's what I like to hear.
Red Dead Revolver.
I think I've got that.
Is it as good a copy as that? It's quite clean.
Yeah, no, I think it's...
Hitman.
or like that? You got a TikTok channel, social media?
Yeah, YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, so basically I've got a channel where I sort of do game collecting.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's quite a touch for you then.
Yeah. Yeah, more so getting it before all the groups come through.
Hitman. Must be a good game, look.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've got it.
What happens is that you can see how much they all go for.
What's that?
Is that an actual-
CEX.
Yeah.
It's more for their vouchers. People where they'll pay £1, get 180 on a voucher, build a voucher up, and then go and get a console that they like for like.
Sweet.
You sort of win, but you sort of don't. You take risks. That's Pain 2.
No, mate.
Need for Speed Carbon.
No worries.
Got 13 there, mate. Do a tenner.
£13.
13. Yeah, that's fine. You don't ask, you don't get, as I say.
I was reluctant because obviously I've had them for a while and I know some of them do.
Yeah, no, as I say, sort of, it's not a problem.
Thank you very much.
There you go, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Have a nice day.
You too.
I'm trying to find one more so I can pay a £5.
Get away?
What I feel.
You've got 2 guns. So,
Yeah.
Ah, that's a brilliant film.
got no cameras or nothing like that coming out?
Not that I know of, no.
You got £1 change, Golf?
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Overdose.
Cheers, mate.
4 there, yeah.
No worries. Thank you.
What clubs are in there, Golf?
Some Callaway and...
Nice to have a look at that,
Look.
mate.
Are they kids ones?
No, adults.
Oh, are they?
How much do you have in your Monopoly, mate?
£3 each.
3. Yeah, I'll grab that top one. There you go, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Husband?
£3.
Nicky, do me a favour, hold that for me. Game's down there as well.
How am I supposed to use my hands?
5 each, if you paid it. All the monopolies are blood.
What, sorry?
5 each.
5 each, yeah?
Yeah.
What about that one, mate?
£4.
4. Yeah, that's fine, I'll have that.
Come on, Stadium.
I'm just going to have a look at games over there.
Morning.
That's just empty cardboard.
You ain't got the game for it.
Cardboard for £5 though. Uber I get 20. That's what we go for. Sorry? 5. Yeah. All the shoes on the floor, 5. 5 each. games, £2 each in the box.
£2 each, yeah?
Yeah, apart from PS1s.
£2 for the PS1s as well? No, alright. So, it's alright, I'm deaf as a post, mate.
What'd you say?
What? Have you got my game, yeah?
PS1.
This one is not on.
Bad from the powers in.
Still works. Got it. Japanese version.
Is it?
Yeah. So
Made in Singapore.
you can't trade it in.
No.
It's cheap. Five.
How much in crystal pack?
So that is going to wrap up our trips to the boot fairs, and yes, we have got some absolutely amazing pickups today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dive straight in, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to start off with the boot fair that I didn't get any footage for. So this was a boot fair that I was overselling at in Essex, and it was the Dunton boot fair. So yeah, after I'd sort of spent the day, spent a couple of hours selling, then I decided to go for a wander, and yeah, managed to find a couple of games. One of these games, I think it's the last game from Dunton, it was actually one that Nicky found early on in the day for me. And yeah, as soon as he saw it, he gave me a call, and I was like, yeah, pick it up. So the first one that we've got is Battlefield 4 on the Xbox One. I was about to say Xbox 360 then. Xbox One. And yeah, this one was one that I actually needed for an upcoming video. So that was the big reason for picking it up. We have recently picked it up on the PS4. So I'm not going to dive too much into this. But we paid £2 for it. Goes for £2 at CEX and $3.50 on eBay. And what I'm going to do for today, I'm just going to stick them down there. Then this next one was one that I was actually after. So I've seen quite a few other YouTubers talking about it. And yeah, really wanted to get my hands on it. And that is Abzu. So essentially what this is it's just like a walking simulator basically. But you're a diver. I think the best game that I can compare it to is Journey. Where you've got different puzzles that you need to solve as you go through, and there isn't anything that's basically out to kill you. It is just, you've just basically got to work through the puzzles to work through the levels. I don't know how long it is. I probably spent about an hour on it, but I have to say that hour was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, it's definitely a game that I'm going to be going back to as soon as I can. They actually got a really good deal with this. So even though it says a £5 on it, I actually ended up getting it for £3 because the front cover is slightly sun faded, and also a bit water damaged, but not too bad. But the actual disc itself is perfectly fine, and yeah, managed to get it for £3. Looking it up online, it goes for £15 at CEX and £20 on eBay. So yeah, got a really good price for that. And yeah, if I want in the future, I can potentially upgrade if I need to. Right, so this next one was a bit of an interesting one. So Nicky had said that he'd seen someone selling basically a whole box of these, but he couldn't remember where it was. And yeah, it was probably, I'd probably been looking for about half hour, 45 minutes before I actually managed to find the stall. And I'll be honest, for what he was charging for this, I was picking it up regardless. And that is the Saints Row remake on the PS5. So this is actually the Amazon Day 1 edition. And basically what it does is it comes with the game itself and like a balaclava as well. I'll be honest, it's not something I'm going to get out. I will just keep it all in the box. So, yeah, this was a very interesting one to play. I have to say I was really disappointed with it. To be honest, that's probably... I'm just going to cut to the chase with it. The game looks awful for a PS5 game. The best I could say graphic-wise is that it's equal to an early PS4 game. It was... For the sort of game it is and the sort of franchise it is and the sort of money that you'd expect for it to have behind it, it just felt lazy. It really did. The graphics were awful. The dialogue was okay. I definitely wouldn't say it was up to the standards of the other Saints Row games, but it was okay. And I even felt that the actual player character itself was just felt very stiff as you're sort of going through the level. But yeah, it was one, I didn't have it in the collection. I'll be honest, I never actually intended on adding it to the collection. But the fact that the seller was offering it for such a good price, I just decided to grab it. So ended up picking this one up for a £5. When I picked it up as well, it was also brand new and sealed. So the outer box was sealed as well as the game itself. But obviously I have unboxed it all so that I could play the game. Looking it up online, the standard edition goes for £5 at CEX, and this version on eBay in a brand new condition goes for £11. So yeah, not a massive saving, but to be quite honest, if you see a PS5 game for a £5, you need to be picking it up. And I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I was going to pick it up all day long. And then the last pickup from the Dunton boot fair, as I say, it was a very sort of quick trip with regards to actually buying. But this one was actually spotted by Nicky, so the credit for this one definitely has to go to him. And that is Snow Bros Nick and Tom special on the Switch. So when Nicky actually saw it on the stall, it was still brand new and sealed. So yeah, he gave me a call. And with what the seller wanted for it, I was like, yeah, Switch game for that price, grab it. Especially one that was sealed. So released in 2022, developed by CRT Games. The two snowball hurling brothers power their way through against various enemies. A blast from the past, Nick and Tom are back in this fun and easy to play action platformer. The game received mixed reception from critics and has a Metacritic score of 60 out of 100. Now, while I've never played the original games, I have seen footage online, and I have to say this was the HD upgrade of this was absolutely amazing. It looked great, played great, and yeah, definitely one that is going to be a staple in my Switch. And yeah, I just liked everything about it. The visuals, the sound, the gameplay, and yeah, just really, really impressed with it. And what was good as well is when you open the box up, where you have a user manual, and I don't think that I wouldn't class that as a reversible cover, but you also get a set of stickers as well, and obviously it's all still in there because it was sealed when I got it. So yeah, really, really chuffed with that, and glad to have a new Switch edition for the collection. Then we are going to dive into the games that we picked up from the Swanley boot fair. So you would have seen the footage for this, and yeah, we will dive straight in with an Xbox 360 game, and that is Call of Duty 3 on the Xbox 360. Now, I'll be honest, as soon as I saw it, there was at least one other game there that I saw, but didn't really clock it, if that makes sense. And then yeah, someone just come in and sort of bought it out sort of straight away before I realised that I'd missed it. But this, I immediately picked it up because I see this as a previous gen console, a previous gen game. So like the original Xbox and the PS2. So anytime I see any of these sort of games on the Xbox 360, sorry, I'll always grab them because they always tend to be worth a lot more as well, because they are easier to play for one. But also the graphics are slightly improved with it going through a HDMI instead of an AV. So managed to get this for £2. It is complete. It's got everything in there, which is really good. It goes for £8 at CEX and £9 on eBay. And with regards to the actual gameplay, I really enjoyed it. I've never really played any of the original Call of Duties. I think I've played Call of Duty 1 sort of way back. I played it on a friend's console years ago. I've got it in the collection. I've got multiple copies of it, but I just never actually sat down and played it. Whereas Call of Duty 3, I actually spent a bit of time playing it for the video when I was capturing footage. And yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. The control scheme as well is very much the same as modern Call of Duty. So yeah, it was easy to sort of pick up and play, which is really good. Then next up, we've got a couple of PS4 games. You know me, I am highly addicted to picking up PS4 games. Hence why we've now got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves, I think, of PS4. 5 or 6, don't know. Can't see what on the bottom's over there, but yeah, anytime I see PS4 games that we don't have in the collection, I'll always pick them up. But this first one is actually a double, and it was purely picked up as trade fodder. And that is Rainbow Six Siege. And yeah, the big reason for picking this up was because I knew it traded in for okay money. So I paid £1.50 for this, goes for £6 at CEX, trades in for a £4 voucher, and sells for £6 on eBay. So yeah, as I say, it was purely picked up for sort of voucher fodder. And yeah. Then next up, it is a new addition to the collection, and that is Just Dance 2019. So I will admit, I have never played any of the Just Dance games. So I think with this one, yeah, it's all done with the Move controller. And yeah, I've just never played them. I'm not really that into sort of these sort of games. I will say the only one that I will sort of preference that with will be something like Beat Saber, which I do have, but I've never actually had a chance to sort of play it yet, which is something I do want to change because, yeah, it's one that I've been wanting to play for absolutely ages. But yeah, I saw this there. It was one that we didn't have, so I decided to grab it. It come from the same seller as Rainbow Six, paid £1.50 for it. Goes for £5 at CEX and £9 on eBay. Then the last PS4 game we've got for now is Digimon World Next Order. So this is a 2017 role-playing game released by BB Studios. And yeah, it's set in an open world environment and played from a third-person perspective where the player takes control of a human character who is accompanied by 2 partner Digimons. The PlayStation 4 version received average to mixed reviews from Western critics with a 68 out of 100 average score on Metacritic. And I'll be honest, I have never got into Digimon. I was always Pokemon. Never really sort of played any of the Digimon games or anything like that. I have to admit, I actually enjoyed playing this. And it's definitely one I'm going to go back to, give a bit more time into. So, yeah, as I say, one that I'm glad to pick up. I will admit, when I did pick it up, it was sealed, but the actual seal itself was as ropey as anything. So, yeah, I think I've got a picture of the actual seal. So it was all sort of torn in places and everything like that. So it was an easy one to just open and play. But to be quite honest, as I say, I'm not precious on keeping stuff sealed. If I want to play it, then I'll unwrap it. And that's sort of my attitude with it. So ended up paying £3 for this. Goes for £6 at CEX and £9 on eBay. Then I actually managed to pick up a new DualShock 4 for the collection. So you'll know whenever I'm out and about, if I ever see original controllers that I don't have in the collection, I'll always pick them up. And obviously at the moment, DualShock 4 controllers are in abundance. You've got loads of people trying to get rid of them. So yeah, I saw this and decided to grab it. And this is basically the royal blue DualShock. So I've got a fair few of these now. So what we got? We've got the black, the white. I think I've got a camo, a red, this blue, a light blue. So I've got about 7 or 8 of them. I need to go through and actually have a look at what ones we've got. And then, yeah, just make notes so that when I'm out and about, I'm not picking up doubles. But, yeah, ended up sort of grabbed it for, it paid a £5 for it. So yeah, for that price, pick up DualShocks all day long. Looking it up online, it goes for £48 at CEX and £20 on eBay. I don't think I've tested it yet, so I need to get it tested and definitely cleaned up. But yeah, glad to have another variant in the collection. Right, so next up, I know I keep saying that I am not going to pick up any more plush, but I end up being out and I see something that I like and I end up picking it up. So yeah, this time it is another Sonic plush, technically, and that is a Tails Squishamole. So I know that Squishamoles are quite big at the moment. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about them. But yeah, I saw the Tails one and thought, I've got to grab it. It was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I mean, next up, I'm going to have to try and track down a Sonic one, because at the moment we've got the Sonic and Tails plush in the collection. We've also got the Sonic and Tails the Sonic and Tails controller holders. So yeah, it'd be a bit rude to leave sort of old Tails here on his own without getting hold of the Sonic Squishamole. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to find one out and about soon enough. Ended up paying £4 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for £10 on eBay. Then we are going to dive into a absolutely massive score of PS2 games. So yeah, while I was walking around, I think it was towards the end of the boot fair, I sort of went past the stall as this guy was setting up, and it was it was obviously a reseller because it was literally a big sort of Luton van, and I saw a box and I saw loads of PS2 games in it. So I asked the guy if I could have a look, and he was like, yeah, no problem. Passed it over, and then I just saw absolute bangers everywhere. Asked him how much he wanted, and he was like, oh, £1 a game. So I literally just filled my boots. And straight off the bat, I managed to get a complete series, and that is the Grand Theft Auto series. So we've got Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City Stories, and then the sought after one is Vice City Stories. So yeah, that is basically the full PS2 Grand Theft Auto series. For actual, obviously I have already got them all in the collection, but what I will do is I will check the ones that we've got in the collection and just make sure that we've got the best quality one in the collection. So for GTA 3 goes for £4 at CEX, 150 voucher and £15 on eBay. Vice City goes for £6 at CEX, £2 voucher and £15 on eBay. San Andreas, £8 at CEX, £3 voucher and £9 on eBay. Vice City Stories, we are starting to go up in price. No, we're not. Same as the first one. £8 at CEX, £3 voucher and £15 on eBay. And then, as I say, the absolute belter was Vice City Stories. Goes for £20 at CEX, trades in for an £8 voucher and sells for £38 on eBay. So I don't know whether you can tell or not, but I'm not going to be trading these into CEX. I'm going to basically sell the whole bundle on eBay. And yeah, so that is the plan for those. Then next up, we did actually get another series as well. And that was the Tony Hawk series. So we ended up picking up Pro Skater 3, and these are all doubles apart from one. So we've got Pro Skater 3, goes for £5 at CEX, trades in for a £2 voucher and sells for £10 on eBay. Pro Skater 4, which does need a new cover or new case. Yeah, this isn't in the best of conditions. Goes for £5 at CEX, £2 on eBay, and trades in for a £10 voucher. Sorry, £5 at CEX, £2 voucher, and sells on eBay for £10. No, we don't. No, what have I done? I forgot to skip. So, no, Pro Skater 4. I will start again. Pro Skater 4 goes for £5 at CEX, £2 voucher, and £7 on eBay. I know. Just don't ask. And then we've got American Wasteland, which goes for £6 at CEX, a £2 voucher, and £8 on eBay. And then we get to the one that we don't have in the collection, and that is 2006 Tony Hawk's Project 8. And yeah, I will admit it wasn't a bad game. So it pretty much plays like all the other Pro Skater games. The only difference that I found with this is when you go into career mode, it essentially forces you to go through the training mode, which isn't something the other games do. They very much let you get in and just get to it. So yeah, that was a bit of a different take on it. But even still, it's a new one for the collection, so really happy about that. I'm going to put that and the other ones down here. So for Project 8, it goes for £2 at CEX and £6 on eBay. And then this next one, I actually picked it up thinking that we didn't have it in the collection. It was only once I started sort of scanning through that I found out that we have already got it. And that is The Godfather. Luckily, it does trade in for a good voucher, which is good. So it goes for £8 at CEX, trades in for a £3 voucher, and sells for £7 on eBay. So yeah, not too bad there. And then the last couple that we've got are all brand new for the collection. One technically is an upgrade, but I'll get to that in a minute. First one that we've got is Rocky. So released in 2002 by Rage Newcastle. In the game, the player takes control of Rocky Balboa on his journey from club fighter, facing opponents like Spider Rico, until his championship bout against Apollo Creed and beyond. The game sticks closely to the movies, with all included characters being at least mentioned in the films. Rocky received a mixed or average review, with a Metacritic score of 74 out of 100 on the PS2. And I will admit, I did have to laugh with this. So when you first put the game in, it immediately starts playing scenes from the movie. So I thought, oh, that's a good way to do an intro. And then it gets to the end, and it's not actually the intro. It's an advert for the DVD box set. So yeah, that was quite funny. But I have to admit, I absolutely loved this game. Now, we do already have it on the GameCube. And I have played it because I've seen the footage for it, but completely forgot that we had it. So yeah, ended up playing it again on the PS2. And yeah, just absolutely loved it. It is a brilliant fighting game. And yeah, as I said earlier on, it does stick to the films. So yeah, it's inspired me. And probably after I film this, I'm probably going to sit down and sort of start watching the whole sort of series again from start to finish. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Paid £1 for this one again. Goes for £4 at CEX, £9 on eBay. Then we get to the upgrades. And that is the Black Label version of Resident Evil 4. So at the moment, we do have Resident Evil 4 in the collection. I don't know if you can see it. It is just there. That spine that you can see there that is a different colour to the others. That is the Resident Evil 4 Steelbook. Oh, excuse me. But what I did, I really want... Okay, there we go. I have stopped choking now. So yeah, as I say, we already had the Steelbook in the collection. But what I really wanted is I wanted the Black Label. For one, it will then match in with the other Resident Evil games that we've got. But I just think it looks better. I know a lot of people don't like the sea of sort of black and white spines, but I quite like the synergy of it all. So yeah, for me, anytime I can, like, sort of, no, sorry, that one I was pointing to just there is the RC Racers. So actually that one there is Resident Evil. And yeah, I actually like it when it sort of flows as sort of just a solid shelf of the sort of black and white spines. So yeah, that was one of the big reasons for getting it. And then what we'll do is we'll take the Steelbook out and put this one in its place. So that goes for £12 at CEX and £15 on eBay. And then the last game that I picked up from this seller was The Sopranos: Road to Respect. Now, I'll be honest, it's not a game that I've ever heard of, and I've never actually watched the TV series either. But yeah, I saw it, I think purely because I'd never seen it before, was one of the reasons to grab it. And actually, it was a really good shout. So released in 2006 and developed by 7 Studios. This is an action-adventure beat-em-up where players are able to take missions from the main characters from the series at certain points within the game. Road to Respect differs from other mob-influenced style games in that it's a linear, story-driven action game opposed to the Grand Theft Auto's open-world type gameplay. The gameplay focuses almost exclusively on the mafia aspect of The Sopranos. And yeah, as I say, I really enjoyed playing it. It very much reminded me of... what is it? Soldier of Fortune. Yes, Soldier of Fortune. In its sort of graphic style. But yeah, as I say, it was a very difficult one to sort of get into because, as I say, I've not seen the TV series and I've got no real connection to The Sopranos. I will admit it is something that I do want to watch. So like growing up, I always loved films like Casino, Goodfellas, and those sort of films. So yeah, it's definitely one that I want to sort of put a bit more time into. I think what I want to do is watch the series and then go back and play the game. I think it will give me a bit more connection to the story. So that one is actually another really good pickup. So it goes for £18 at CEX, £16 on eBay. Then next up, I sort of come across this stall and I saw that they had sort of like a box full of books, and I just had a sort of quick glance in, and I actually noticed these next couple of books in there, and it is a set of StarCraft books. So the first one that we've got is actually the StarCraft PC manual. So this will be the manual that comes in the box. Now, I am pretty sure that I do have the game in the collection. So back long ago, in the year of 1999, I bought my first ever brand new computer. It was a Gateway computer. But when I got it, it actually come with a whole load of discs. And I know one of them was StarCraft, because I remember playing it for quite a while. So yeah, I'm going to go through all of my jewel cases and just see if I can come across the discs, and then if so, then I can put it with that. The actual manual itself sells for, and I've not updated this to put the prices on, have I? 2 seconds, let me open up this. So price wise, the manual goes for £8 on eBay. Then we've got the official strategy guide. You know me, if I see a strategy guide, I'm always picking it up, regardless of if it's a game that we've got in the collection or not. So yeah, pick that one up. That one goes for £13 on eBay. And then we've got another strategy guide, this time for the Blood War expansion pack. And this goes for £11 on eBay. And I managed to get all 3 for £1. So yeah, that's not something I'm going to turn my nose up at in the slightest. I mean, £1 is a brilliant price. Then next up, we actually managed to add to our collection of Monopolies. So yeah, over the years, anytime I see a gaming based Monopoly, I'll always pick it up. I think what have we got? So we've got the 2 Nintendos, the 2 Pokemons. What was the other one I had? There's another one. I can't remember what it is. I completely forgot. If I can remember, I'll either put a note or picture of it up somewhere. Yeah, that's going to bug me. And I know it's just in the bedroom as well. So, yeah, I'll find that in a minute. But, yeah, I saw another gaming-based Monopoly. And that is Roadblocks. That's it. Fortnite. I knew I'd remember it. So, yeah, we got Roadblocks. And, yeah, to be quite honest, purely picked it up because it was gaming. I'll be honest, I've never played Roadblocks. I know nothing about it. I know the little one plays it, and they absolutely love it. And actually, they're now playing Roadblocks more than they're playing Fortnite. But yeah, I saw this there, decided to grab it, and I'm actually really glad that I did. Because I managed to get it for £3. Looking it up online, it actually goes for £55, which, yeah, is immense. And what I found interesting with this one was that everything is duplicated. So all of the property cards, the community chest, the chance cards, you've got 2 copies of everything. One in English and one in French. So, yeah, that was a bit of an interesting one. I think that's the first Monopoly that I've seen that is dual language. And then carrying on with the board games, I did also pick up the 2022 Pokemon Battle Academy. So I think, I know we've definitely got one other of these in the collection. I'm not sure, I might have another one as well. But I knew it wasn't this one because it was a different colour. And they actually use different colours for the different years. So yeah, decided to grab it. It is in really good condition, apart from a tiny bit of damage to the bottom corner of the box. But yeah, really happy to have that. That's going to go straight into my Pokemon collection. And yeah, really glad to have that. Ended up paying £4 for it. Goes for £12 on eBay. And then getting back to the games, I think it is just games now all the way through. We've got Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. So released in 2013 by Level 5. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch is an action role-playing game that uses a third-person perspective, and players complete quests to progress through the story. And outside of quests, players can freely roam the overworld. The game received generally favourable reviews on Metacritic, with the PS3 version landing a score of 85 out of 100. And I have to admit, I have heard of the anime. I've never watched it, but after playing this, it is actually spurring me on to go and sit down and watch the anime. It was brilliant. It's an amazing game. I can see why it got the rating that it did. It's got an emotional story that literally draws you in from the beginning. And yeah, one that I just wanted to keep playing it. So, and any time a game does that, it's always worth its weight in gold. So ended up paying £2 for it. Unfortunately, didn't realise when I picked it up, it is an NTSC game. I think there was a PAL release, but say it's PS3, so it doesn't really matter. So I don't have a CEX price, but on eBay, the NTSC version goes for £9. So yeah, another new good addition to the collection there. Then the next set of games that we've got here are all ones that I picked up from Nicky. So one of the weeks that I was at the boot fair selling, he come along as well, and he was set up his stall just next to me. And recently, Nicky has been sort of selling off a lot of his gaming bits. So yeah, anytime he's about to sell stuff off, I'll get there in a minute. I always tend to sort of dive in and try and sort of pick through to get the sort of the good bits before he does. And yeah, today was no exception. So he actually brought a big tote box full of games, and I just asked him, before you put it out, let me have a quick look. And yeah, we got some absolute belters. I will admit, one of the games that we get to, I did pre-arrange with him that I would have it off him. But the first one that we got was Dragon Ball Z Ultimate 10. So I can never pronounce this name. That one. So yeah, released in 2011 and developed by Spike. Dragon Ball Z is a 3D fighter, allows players to take control of various characters from the Dragon Ball Z franchise, or created by the player to either fight against the AI or with another player locally online. Dragon Ball Z received mixed reviews with a score of 58 out of 100 on Metacritic. Now, I have to admit, I actually quite enjoyed it. With the sort of Dragon Ball sort of one-on-one fighters, you pretty much know what you're getting when you go into it. So, yeah. And whenever I see them, I always like adding them to the collection, especially if we don't have them. So, yeah, ended up, Nicky did just give me that one, I think, because the condition isn't great. and it doesn't have a manual as well. But even still, I'm not a mint collector by any sense of the imagination. So yeah, glad to have that one. Goes for £8 at CEX, £4 on eBay. Then this next one, I actually picked it up to go with something that we picked up a few weeks ago, and that is Guitar Hero Live on the PS4. So yeah, a little while ago, I'm not sure how long ago the video went up, but we actually picked up a boxed guitar, but it didn't have the game and it didn't have the dongle. So when I saw Nicky had the game, I decided to grab it off him, because that way then I could still keep a copy on my PS4 shelf. But yeah, so this one will go in the box, and then as soon as I can pick up the dongle, then that will essentially be complete. Paid £1 for that one. Looking it up online, CEX only sell it as a complete bundle with the guitar and the dongle. But I will admit, they actually sell the complete bundle cheaper than what people are selling the dongle for on eBay. So what I might end up doing is I might pick up the complete bundle from eBay and then sort of part it out, sell off the guitar. We'll probably pay for most of, if not all, of what CEX are charging. So I need to go on and have a look, and I might grab that. But yeah, this was purely bought just to complete that box. Then we get into a what we got? 2, 4, 5 PS2 games. I was about to say PS4. And the first one that we've got is EOE Eve of Extraction. So released in 2002 by Ukes. Eve of Extraction is a 3D beat 'em up with platforming elements. And in it, the player can string together a series of combos by using different forms of legacy weapons that Josh wields. The game's received mixed reception and received a Metacritic score of 57 out of 100. I would say this is more of a hack and slash than a beat 'em up. The game itself is okay. I do admit, when you're playing it, the central short sword that you wield, you can very much tell that it was heavily inspired, shall we say, by the lightsaber. Even down to the way that it lights up and the sound that it makes is very much the lightsaber sound. But yeah, I'll be honest, I purely picked this up on the cover art alone. It's not one that I've seen before, and yeah, I just decided to grab it just on the cover art. So ended up paying £2 for that. Goes for £2.50 at CEX and £4 on eBay. Then next up, we picked up Zone of Enders, the second runner. Now, I picked this up purely because we had recently picked up the first Zone of Enders, and I think we got that in the big Japanese lot that I picked up from a collector. So yeah, when I saw that Nicky had this, wanted to grab it and put it into the collection. But when I was playing it, I was like, I've played this before. Literally, I knew it sort of beat for beat. And yeah, so I played it through, sort of captured the footage and everything like that. And then when I got to the end, I sort of loaded up the gameplay footage from the first game, and it was completely different. And I could not work out for the life of me. It's only when I actually searched through all of my gameplay footage that I actually realised that, yes, we have played it, and we do have it in the collection, but that is the PS4 remaster. So yeah, that is why I sort of knew the game, because essentially it's a sort of beat for beat remaster. And yeah, we'd played it. I think we picked it up in the CEX trip that we'd done back in December. But even still, really glad to have the PS2 version. And as I say, that will go with the one that we've got on the shelf, the first one that we've got on the shelf. So I ended up paying £10 for that. Goes for £15 at CEX, £22 on eBay. Then next up, it is just a fighting game that as soon as I saw it, I was like, I've got to pick it up. And that is Capcom vs SNK 2. So released in 2001. This entry in the SNK vs Capcom crossover series was originally released on hardware in arcades. The console version of the game was first released in Japan for the Dreamcast and PS2 a month after the initial arcade release, and players from both platforms could play against each other online via multi-matching service, which making Capcom versus SNK the first ever game to support cross-platform play between two competing game consoles. So that I found really interesting, the fact that it was the first game to ever do cross-play. I have to admit, I was bitterly disappointed with the character sprites in this. They just seemed so low res, it was unbelievable. The backgrounds looked absolutely stunning, but yeah, the actual character sprites just looked awful. And that was a real shame because it did really take away from the game. But as a fighting game, I thought it was brilliant. It just felt great to play. It was very fast paced, and yeah, really enjoyed playing it. As I say, it was just a bit of a letdown from the perspective of the character sprites. But for Capcom vs SNK 2, we paid £10 for that. Goes for £18 at both CEX and eBay. So, and the only thing I've got to do with this is change out the case, because, don't know if you can see it, but we've actually got a burn mark in the plastic. Luckily, it hasn't gone through to the cover art, so that is all good, and we just need to do a case swap. Right, so this next game, this was the one that I had pre-arranged with Nicky before the boot fair, that I was going to grab off him, because this is a game in a series that I have been desperately wanting to add the series to the collection, but have just never seen them out and about. And if I go to places like eBay and CEX, they're actually quite expensive. And that is Sly 3, Honor Amongst Thieves. So yeah, I've been really wanting to add the Sly games to the collection. So as soon as I saw that Nicky was getting rid of Sly 3, I immediately jumped on it and said that I would have it off him. So released in 2005, this is a stealth action adventure. It's the third game in the Sly Cooper series and the final game to be developed by Sucker Punch, as San Zero Games would develop the later installments. Sly 3 opens 1 year after the events of Sly 2, and the game was positively reviewed and is considered to be one of the best PS2 games that were ever released. And yeah, I have to admit, absolutely loved playing this. I loved the art style, everything about it. I thought was absolutely brilliant, and yeah, really glad to finally have it in the collection. And yeah, definitely I am probably not going to go back to it now until I can get the other two and play through them first. I want to actually get all of the Sly games and actually play them through in order. But yeah, other than that, really glad to have it. Ended up paying Nicky £15 for this. Goes for £25 at CEX and £35 on eBay. And then the final two games. So we've got one more PS2 game and a 360 game. Now, this last PS2 game, I was umming and ahhing for absolutely ages about it. And yeah, essentially, Nicky done me an absolutely brilliant deal on it. So I was like, do you know what? I am just going to grab it. As that is Onimusha 3 Special Edition. So yeah, this was, we have got the first Onimusha in the collection. And yeah, when I played it, I was really impressed with it. This one, just like that. It was, the game looks absolutely stunning. And yeah, I thought this one was brilliant too. The only problem I've got now is I'm going to have to try and track down the second one, because I don't like having sort of number 1, number 3, and having that gap in the middle. Now, what makes this even better is the fact that it's got its PS2 cardboard. Absolutely love it. And I have to say, it is in absolutely impeccable condition. It really is. The case, the outer sleeve, it is in really good condition. So absolutely over the moon to have this. Ended up paying £25 for it. It goes for, it's listed at £18 on CEX, but that isn't the special edition version. Whereas the special edition actually includes a making of DVD. And on eBay, the special edition goes for £45. So yeah, Nicky did do me an absolutely stunning deal on this. And yeah, a true friend to the end. But yeah, really glad to have that one in the collection. And then the final pickup that we made from Nicky was actually one that I nearly missed because I had seen that he had it, and it was only when someone else, another YouTuber was there looking through these games, and I was sort of standing next to him while he was looking through, and it just caught my eye again, and I'm like, oh, I was meant to grab that. Luckily, he didn't pick it up, so as soon as he walked away, I literally went in, grabbed it. I was like, Nicky, I'm having this one off you as well. And that is Silent Hill Homecoming. So I've not really dived into the Silent Hill games at all. And the most I've ever played is probably about 5 minutes of Silent Hill for the room. And that was because it actually come with my original Xbox. But I couldn't work out how to get out of the room. And yeah, I just have never gone back to it. So it's one that I do need to revisit it. And I think other than that, I haven't really got anything. I think we've got the Silent Hill demo in the collection. But other than that, I haven't. I will admit I had the opportunity to buy the first game on the PS1 last year from a collector that I went around the house and bought a load of PS1 games off them. And they had Silent Hill, but obviously it was £100 game. I just didn't have the money to get it at the time. It is one I would like to add to the collection because especially after playing this, I'd like to actually go back and sort of play some of the older ones. This one, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I must have been playing it for well over an hour. And it was one of those ones that does the exact thing that I want from a game. Or I'll just go to the next room. Or just this next bit. Or I'll just solve this puzzle. Or I'll kill that enemy. And yeah, it's just that sort of just one more. If a game can get me to that point, then it's already won my affection. And this one did that in spades. Graphically, it was brilliant. Absolutely stunning to look at. And yeah, really glad that I did pick this up and I didn't miss out on it. And yeah, this is one, and I've probably said it a couple of times in this video as well, but this is definitely one that I am going to be revisiting and actually sort of want to play through from start to finish. So ended up paying £12 for this. Goes for £22 at CEX and £24 on eBay. And then that is it. That is all of the pickups for today. So before we wrap up, let's quickly run through the totals. So total paid was £135. If I'd bought everything from CEX that we could, it would have been £324.50. And if we got everything from eBay, it would have been £565.50. And in total, we should have a CEX voucher of £30.40. But that does include the stack of Grand Theft Auto games, which I'm not taking into CEX. I am going to sort of sell them separately on eBay. But yeah, other than that, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. So before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when we upload new videos. I'm currently putting out 3 videos a week. We've got a video on Tuesday and what's in gaming video every Thursday. And then we've got our Saturday videos as well. So yeah, I just want to say a big thank you for joining me today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.